Welcome, and meet the Sherman tank with a cannon and a rocket launcher in the video Calliope versus German ground vehicles in War Thunder. Let's start with Rank 1. There are 30 vehicles at this rank. One rocket will be fired at each vehicle. The surviving vehicles move on to the final episode. And don't miss the bonus episodes between ranks. Although according to the battle rating, Calliope cannot meet the first rank in battle, but testing is carried out against all German vehicles. The first rank is the longest. Dozens of different modifications of vehicles were created at the beginning of the Second World War. The 3 survivors of the first rank will be tested in the final. Is your team constantly being bombed by German strategic bombers? Use the rocket launcher and help your team. Now, Rank 2, there are 18 vehicles here. As with Rank 1, there are many medium tanks and light vehicles. The 5 survivors of the second rank advance to the finals. Is your friend's ancient fort being besieged by a German cruiser? Use the rocket launcher and sink it to the bottom. Rank 3, there are 25 vehicles on it. There are many heavy tanks, both German and captured. "13 survivors in the final, a good result. Are your mechanics running late? Because their train is late because of the German armored train? Use the rocket launcher and clear the way." We started Rank 4. There are 25 vehicles in it. At this rank, there are big problems with high explosive damage penetration of heavy tanks and tank destroyers. Vehicles survived, no wonder considering the armor. Heavy, assault, gun, Sturmtiger. Like and subscribe for the next video, Sturmtiger versus heavy Soviet tanks. We continue Rank 5, 13 vehicles. The vehicles of the Second World War is almost over, and the Cold War combat vehicles are here. 4 surviving tanks. When you're just driving around the city and you find something strange. Oh no, don't touch it. It's a German Goliath tracked mine. I think it was the last bonus episode in the video. Rank 6 contains 16 units of various vehicles. The frontal armor of the main battle tanks is too strong for high explosive damage from M8 rockets, but light combat vehicles can be set on fire with a successful hit. After burning down 2 tanks, the 10 remaining vehicles move on to the next stage. Rank 7. The main battle tank Leopard, a formidable opponent when attacking head-on, but has weak side armor. Six survivors will be tested in the final. Rank 8, 6 modern combat vehicles. All 5 tanks survive. Welcome to the final testing. All surviving combat vehicles of the previous stages will be fired at with rockets from a maximum distance of 4 kilometers. To shorten the time, the episodes start a few seconds before the first destroyed vehicle and end with the last rocket. Rank 1 has been completely destroyed, moving on to Rank 2. The maximum distance is chosen to increase the spread of the rockets in order to test more combat vehicles at a time. There is 1 surviving self-propelled artillery unit at Rank 2. Rank 3, heavy vehicles again. In the first group, 2 vehicles survive. In the third group, trophy vehicles. KV heavy tanks of the Soviet Union simply ignore light-high explosive damage. Rank 4. In the first group are the heavy King Tigers, and by a strange circumstance, the M109 artillery. In this episode, everything except the artillery survive. The location of combat vehicles by rank does not correspond to the historical one. Tanks of the Second World War are on the same rank as post-war tanks. In this video, Rank 4 is the longest, most heavy tanks, tank destroyers, and everything perfectly holds damage even to the roof of the hull. In some tests, the first destruction begins after the launch of all missiles. Rank 5. It has super heavy tanks, Maus, and E-100. The Leopard tank was unlucky. Rank 6. Cold War military vehicles held rockets well in frontal armor. But what will happen to an attack in the roof? Cold War tanks are less able to withstand high explosive damage compared to tanks of the end of World War II. Rank 7. Testing is almost over. Leopard tanks explode very well. 1 survivor out of 5 Leopards. Rank 8. Finally, the last episode. After it, there will be statistics. Let's move on to the results. 146 vehicles were tested in the video. 113 of them were destroyed. Rank 1 has been completely destroyed. 1 survivor at rank 2. 6 survivors at rank 3. At this rank, the first problems began. 14 survivors at rank 4, the best result. The most armored and heaviest rank. The result is predictable. 4 survivors at rank 5. The super heavy tanks Maus and E-100, of course, survived. 5 survivors at rank 6. 1 survivors at rank 7. 2 survivors at rank 8. Some vehicles survived thanks to strong armor, others by luck. But the video shows the overall effectiveness of the Calliope rocket launcher. That's it. The video was long. Thanks a lot for watching.